Audio Jungle.
This project started about 2 years ago when an indigenous came to Bogota to know the city. In his visit, he met a woman named Esperanza Casas who took him to the library Luis Ángel Arango, and he found it very interesting. That day, the man decided that their community needed a library if they want to stand out in life. So Esperanza and the indigenous had the idea of creating a voluntary books network created by friends and family. The idea consists in getting the books from donations and rotate them into the different communities.
The users of the project are in first place the indigenous of the communities involved, because they are the ones who are receiving the benefits of it. The main idea is that they will receive the books, take advantage of them, and once they have learned new things for their futures, rotate them into other communities in order to enrich other communities that do not have access to libraries.
The purpose of our idea is to generate more financial funds so that the Biblioteca Itinerante has enough money to pay transportation costs, which are causing them a huge problem regarding the transportation of the books to the different communities in Colombia. With our idea, we try to cover all the transportation costs so that the children in the different communities in Colombia could have the possibility to read books, and we have already read by other people so that they could have the same chances of some of us have.
The idea is to establish a relationship between Grupo Éxito and the project La Biblioteca Itinerante in order to raise funds. The main purpose of this fundraising is to collect the necessary money for the development of the project, especially for the high transportation costs. While Grupo Éxito will feel satisfied for helping with a social work for this country, La Biblioteca Itinerante will benefit from their donations.
In every cashier of every supermarket belonging to the El Grupo Éxito, workers will have to say at the end of the purchase, do you want to donate 1,000 pesos to the project of La Biblioteca Itinerante, and afterwards offer the client a flyer that contains the necessary information to learn about the project. In case that the client say yes, the money will be transferred to a banking fund in order to collect the money necessary to pay the transportation of the books.
To test our prototype, we made some assumptions. Some of them are that nowadays people and companies are very interested in social aspects, and they really want to participate in social activities, but they don't know how. We assume that if people receive flyers with the correct and relevant information about the project, they will be interested in that kind of new ideas. Besides, we assume that if we invite people to donate 1,000 pesos in the best possible way, we will receive donations from 2 out of 5 people purchasing at supermarkets, and we decide to test our prototype in this assumption.
We talked to several people who are involved in this project and have plenty knowledge of where the project works. These people were the ones who told us everything we needed to know about the project, and also showed us several families and people that are heavily involved in the administration and on planning the logistics of the project.
To test this possible solution, we went to different supermarkets to ask if some of them would rather accept to participate in a project like this one. The Uno was one of the ones who found it more interesting. They told us that they have different alliances with some of these projects, and they are allowed to ask for donations at the end of every purchase. Therefore, if their directives accept to participate on this new project of La Biblioteca Itinerante, they would find it very interesting.
Also, we searched about the transportation cost problem and looked for a reasonable solution that could be implemented in Colombia that did not imply a huge planning and strategic plan regarding people and cost. We investigated different methods that are used here in Colombia to get funds, and with that we finally found that the best and most affordable solution for the Biblioteca Itinerante is to collect funds throughout supermarket, since there's a lot of rotation of people all days.
By creating an affordable and reasonable solution for the main problem of the project, which is getting enough funds to pay the transportation, many of the children and teenagers who are waiting for the books to come will be able to get them and have the privilege to read them, which is why stakeholders are participating on this project. They want that the children with low resources have the same opportunities as the ones who have the privilege to study in a private school. To further develop of our proposal, we recommend that people who work on this should be more precise on what they're proposing. Maybe they should investigate how projects like this work nowadays and investigate how these projects have worked until now. For us, it was very difficult to do this since the time wasn't enough.